Episode of the Brass Knuckles Bible Club. I am your host, Ronan. Tonight I am joined by my co-host, Zed the Head, back over there, and Vegeta, the Prince of All Saiyans, our resident alien friend. Anyway, just wanted to give you guys a quick update real quick. Just let you know that, like I said in the last episode, everyone that was praying for me, I sincerely appreciate it. I'm back at it, back at work, back to moving and grooving, hooking and jabbing. And here recently in these past couple of days off, got back in the gym. Very, very much needed. Dude, it's like when you go from working out every single day, and I mean like going hard in the paint, all right, and just absolutely smashing it, to doing absolutely nothing. Nothing. I mean, sitting still. It's a mind job. It is absolutely no bueno to your mental health. And so whenever I got hurt, I couldn't do anything. And I had no idea how much you need both of your hands and both of your arms for everything. I had no idea. I had no idea until I couldn't use it. And dude, it was not fun. The recovery process was not fun. But by everything that I'm being told by my surgeon, by my physical therapist, it was a very much needed surgery. And as invasive as it is, and as much of a pain in the backside as it is, to really essentially start back over with everything, it's necessary, because if not, then I'm going to keep getting hurt. And so sometimes you got to take a step back to take a step up. Sometimes you just got to do that. So that's the first thing. Second thing, whenever I got into the gym, dude, I got to tell you, man, I missed that feeling. Like the feeling of a good pump, dude. There's nothing in the world like it.
Good times, noodle salad.
It's good times and noodle salad, man. So anyway, I also wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this, okay? You've noticed that the show has taken on a little bit of a different dynamic. And here's the thing, okay? This show is a reflection of me, okay? First and foremost, the show exists to push back against the lies, okay? To push the truth of Jesus Christ, okay? Because he is the ultimate truth. In fact, he is the objective standard. He is the origin of truth. John 14:6. I am the way, the truth, and life, and no man comes to the Father except through me, period. Okay? So when we know that right off at the outside, everything outside of that is what? Well, if it's not truth, then it's a lie. Correct? Yeah. So, but here's the thing, okay? You got all these different podcasts where, they have their own specific niches. Okay, by niches is like the thing that they focus on, right? You got the conspiracy guys, and they get into every single possible conspiracy, and then you got the other people that like all they want to do is talk about aliens, and then you got the other people is all they want to do is talk about Nephilim or and whatever, and then you got all these people that all they want to do is talk about whatever. There was a time where that's essentially what all this was. Okay. Um, and, you know, to kind of explain my side of it, okay, my niche, I guess you could say, my speciality is breaking down facets of the new age, facets of the occult, individual things, and exposing them for the BS that they are. Okay. So that was my thing. But the problem is that not even accounting for everyday life. Okay. I'm a dad. I got 4 kids, 4 crazy kids. I work full time. It's a lot. I got a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Um, Outside of work, I got a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Um, there's a lot to juggle. And here recently, I, you know, everybody's thought that we were in the end of the world since, World War II. Okay. Like every single generation thinks that they're in the end of the world. But the problem with where we're at now is that everything is so rapidly accelerating. Like it's almost undeniable at this point. There were gaps in like, where you could kind of poke holes in scripture back in the day where, like for example, the mark of the beast, right? I know it's starting off pretty heavy, but the point that I'm getting at is that there was a point in time to where they're like, I just don't understand how you could track every single person all over the world all at once. And back in those days, they didn't have the technology to do that. So this sounded very archaic. This sounded very mystical, very fugazi, right? And so, but obviously, as time went on, okay, technology developed and it got better and better and faster, right? And it got to the point to where like you almost can't even keep up now. And so, like the stuff that we're seeing now, right, with the drones and the I don't I'm gonna butcher the title, so I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the title, but it's the weapon that Delta Force used whenever they went into Venezuela and they captured Maduro. Okay, it's so like emitting sound waves to like throw everybody into a concussion and make them all crap their pants and puke and bleed out of their eyes and like we've had stuff like that for a long time, right? And now it's just starting to get released, but everything that's going on, everything, you'll drive yourself mad. You'll drive yourself nuts trying to keep up with everything. You can't. You can't. There's too much. And certainly for I would venture to say 99% of you guys that watch the show, and for those of you that watch the show, hey, dude, you're an OG. If you're watching this show, okay, you're watching a diamond in the rough, high quality show, high quality everything. And listen, man, listen. If I was an OnlyFans model, blonde hair, blue eyes, and a huge bust, I could get zillions and billions and jillions of views. Okay. But I keep getting the same few you guys back in here, right? Now, for whatever reason, the algorithm doesn't like me. And I already know what the reason is because we talk about things that we're not allowed to talk about. Okay. And yours truly, I get in trouble all the time.
Did you hear what I said?
Okay. It happens. Luckily, I haven't gotten taken off the air yet. And by the way, that's another reminder. If you haven't already done so, listen, I know that we are all creatures of habit. And so, like most people, look, dude, it is the way it is. YouTube is the dominant like video platform. We all know this, okay? But dude, they're extremely limiting in what you can and can't say. It loosened up a little bit, but I guarantee you the next president that we have, because we're going to swing way left again, we're going to run into all sorts of censorship problems. So if you haven't already done so, head over to Rumble, okay, and look me up over there, Brass Knuckles Bible Club. Okay, you can find me by the handle, Contender03, right? But Brass Knuckles Bible Club, you'll find me. Go watch over there. They don't restrict what I can and can't say. And I got to tell you, in a time where we're trying to get the truth out to people and we're trying to swat away all the BS, the freedom and the ability to actually peaceably speak your mind and tell the truth without threat of coercion or threat of getting your material yanked down is so it is so relieving. It is so relieving. And the other thing too is that if you actually look in the description down under the video, okay, there is a way that you can donate to the show, okay? Anything helps, okay? Just click the link down below. Anything helps. I don't make any money off of this. Not to mention that would be coming directly to me. This YouTube, they would end up taking like a 30% cut. Now, I can tell you, I think I've made like a whopping 76 cents so far. Like, I haven't made a whole lot of money on this. I'm definitely not paying off my house with this podcast. Doing it for the love of the game. Okay? So, listen, man, if you feel led to give, I very much appreciate it. It helps me put towards the technology and to get you better stuff, better software, and all that jazz. So, anyway, so now that we've covered all that, I'm just going to let you know, right? Where I was going at with all that is that I started introducing some live reacts. You know why? Because we need some humor. We need some humor. The world's on fire. World's on fire. And everything's exploding. And guess what? What do? We bury it with laughter and cynicism. That's what we do. Why? Because we all got to go back to work tomorrow. You know, my life doesn't get to end, and I don't get to curl up into a ball and sit here with my therapy cat, okay, just because of the war in Iran and just because of the war in, Russia and Ukraine and all this other crazy stuff going on. Dark humor. Sorry, that's how us first responders, that's how we get through. That's how we get through. So we got some funny live reacts tonight, and then we're going to wrap it up with a bow. And we're going to sign off for the night. And then hopefully I'll see you again in a couple days. Sorry, it's been a little bit. Like I said, it's been a little bit crazy. But without further ado, let's get in the first video. What do you say? All right. Well, that's not the first video, is it? Oh, boy. No bueno. So this actually is... I saw this a little bit earlier in the week, and this is... certifiably not cool. I'll just go ahead and show you. This is I believe it's a New York City substation, and this is security cam footage. By the way, this is not AI. Yeah. That just happened.
Did you hear what I said?
That's completely demonic. Completely. People so often throw out the term, I don't know what possessed you to do that. Literally, I don't know any other words other than demonic. Like, literally, what would have to possess you to do something like that? Demons only want three things: to steal, to kill, and destroy. I couldn't find a single articulable reason why you would have to go up to some random bystander and then shove them off onto the tracks right in front of a subway. Just because you don't see the person blow up and you don't see anything, okay? Just because there's no nudity, no blood, no guts. Yeah, that's because you can't see underneath the subway. Death penalty. Death penalty. No bond. That's what needs to happen. Some people are like, oh, well, you know, he's young and stupid. No. Nope. You get into a bar fight. That's stupid. You get DUI. That's dangerous. That's dangerous and stupid. Okay? There's some other dangerous and stupid. You know? You get a super speeder ticket or whatever because you're doing 100 miles an hour down the road. You don't crash, nothing happens. You get pulled over and you get arrested. Guess what? You're stupid. That's stupid. It's dangerous. And it's stupid. This is not stupid. This is demonic. 100%. There's absolutely zero justification for something like that. And you have just demonstrated that you cannot be a part of society. You cannot function like a normal human being in regular society. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what religion you are. That's it. Sorry, dude. You don't get to live here anymore. Not on this planet. That don't fly on this planet. And why should me as the taxpayer, why should I have to pay to feed you for the rest of forever if they just throw you in there and throw away the key? Why do I have to foot the bill to continue to pantomime you? Dude, if you do something like this, yeah, no, dog. Yeah, that's gonna be a no for me. You got to go. You got to go. You do something like that, you got to go. That's not archaic. That's not barbaric. That's just truth. But it's New York, so we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. He'll probably be out in 3 weeks. Somebody will feel bad, and then they'll put up a picture of him. Oh, well, you know, he used to be in the Boy Scouts when he was 6 years old, and they'll show a cute little picture of him in kindergarten with his lunchbox, and he'll be right out. Demonic. I don't know what would possess somebody to do something like that. Sick. Like I said, I've only seen like a second or two of each one of these videos just to make sure that there's no like gore or nudity or stuff like that. But all these are blind reacts. All right. This is a video that's making the rounds. Apparently we're on a boat. Okay, pale sailing. dude. That, I mean, we gotta play that again.
भैया बाबू कहीं नहीं बे
Okay. He's about, what, 15, 20 feet above the water? Okay. All right, that's look, dude, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. And it's not like he was falling off a building. Guy's got a parachute. I mean, he's going to fall into the water, right? And he's going to have to get out of his rig. But that's not that bad. I definitely thought that was going to be a lot worse. I for sure thought that was going to be a lot worse. Could you imagine if they let out the line like forever ago and he's like 400, 500 like, feet in the air? They just snaps. You're like, ah! Like, dude, I would freak, man. I would freak. Because my first thought, as nuts as it seems, my first thought would be like, dude, what happens if I fly like into a school of sharks? I don't think sharks swim in schools, but you get my point. You know what I mean? Because, like, when you're way up here, dude, you can see everything down there. Everything. Especially if it's, like, really clear. Like, if you're down in, like, the Bahamas or something, so, like, it's, like, crystal clear water, and you're like, oh, dude, I could see this megalodon underneath me, and now I'm just blown away into the wind. Dude, that's terrifying. But at least the good thing about that is that, one, he wasn't that far behind. Two, he wasn't that high up. Three, he had a parachute. And four, I mean, like, they noticed immediately. It's not that bad. But, like, dude, I feel like I'd be the guy that, like, I got the absolute worst luck. Because that would happen to me. I know, I'd be, like, 500 feet in the air.
Look at you now.
Dude, I'd be freaking, man. I'd never do it again, ever. That's why I never understood all those Army guys. They'd be like, yeah, man, I want to go to the airborne. I'm like, why are we doing that? Dude, we got trucks, bro. You don't have to jump out of planes. Okay, all right, moving on to the next one. That wasn't that bad. Definitely could have got worse. Oh, dude, okay. So, I haven't seen the full video, but I'm just going to let you know right now. I have seen a little bit of this video. And just to give you context, if you haven't seen this video is of a T lawyer who starts arguing with a judge, and then it starts going south. Really south. And, yeah, we're all going to embark on this adventure together.
You ain't special.
You're not special. Okay. Oh boy, here we go. All right, this is a little bit, so we gotta get started. 6 minutes long.
The exact paragraph states her education.
Stop.
Stop because you don't want to hear
Oh,
what the
stop!
argument is.
Stop.
Bro, you already pissed the judge off that bad? Dude, she's yelling at you like that? Okay.
You interrupt me one more time, you are being held in direct contempt of court, and
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
wipe that smirk off
I don't
your
have a
face.
smirk on my face.
Oh, yes, you
I
do.
do not.
I am not going
Hold on, let's see. Homeboy got a smirk on his face. Oh, dude, come on. You're not smirking, bro. Look at that face.
Look at you now.
Dude's totally, he's like this. He's like this. He's like this. Hey, you're lucky I couldn't do it. I couldn't be a judge. I couldn't. I'm going to slap that smirk right off your face. You better come at me correct before I slap the potatoes out of your mouth. Don't mess with me in my courtroom.
You ain't special.
That's what I would say in my like gown thing with my hammer. I really just want the hammer that I can smash. And just like anytime anybody starts over speaking me, I'm just like bam, bam, bam. You know. Anyway, sorry. Squirrel brain. This dude's totally smirking. Come on.
Going to tolerate this from you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Fill out the request, get the form from our court clerk's office on the second floor, make sure it comports with what you've got already, get it filed, mailed in, whatever you need to do. Let us assess her request. If it's,
My client's not seen her child. There is no order in this court, and there's been no jurisdiction found that this court has jurisdiction over this child who has never lived in your county. Never lived. I did not. There was a pause. There was a break. I wasn't done with my arguments.
and I was not done with my statement. You interrupted again. Do not throw your...
I did not throw. It fell off the bench.
Oh my God. Hold on.
Please stop stating things that are not true, ma'am.
In whatever you need to do, let us assess her request. If it's...
My client's not seen her child. There is no order in this court, and there's been no jurisdiction found that this court has jurisdiction over this child who has never lived in your county. Never lived. I did not. There was a pause. There was a break. I wasn't done with my arguments.
And I was not done with my statement. You interrupted again. Do not throw your...
I did not throw. It fell off the bench. Please stop.
Dude, you threw it. You threw it. Watch again.
Over this child who has never lived
in.
in your county.
Look, he threw
Never
it.
lived. I did not. There was a pause. There was a break. I wasn't done with my arguments.
Watch.
And I
You
was
throw it.
not done with my statement. You interrupted again.
Hear what I said?
Bro. Dude, I would have kicked you out, bro. You would have already been out of my courtroom. Bro. What are you talking about? Yeah, you'd already be out.
Do not throw your...
I did not throw. It fell off the bench. Please stop stating.
It fell when I threw it. What are you talking about, Your Honor? You threw it.
Things that are not true, ma'am.
Sir, you've got a room full of witnesses.
I do. I put it down. I did. I put it down and it fell down. I did not fall.
Then settle down.
I'm not upset and I'm not arguing. You're not letting me make an argument. I'm not red in the face, ma'am. I'm not.
Stop. Our court reporter cannot get what we're both saying.
I am trying to make my argument. You interrupted my argument halfway through on an
Button
objection.
that will get every available deputy in
Yes,
front of
ma'am.
our
I'm
county.
aware. It's happened to
You're
me before.
interrupting. It has.
Yes.
Because you're out of line
Yeah,
with court.
I guess so.
Okay. If I push that
Or maybe
button,
because I'm a transgender attorney practicing all over the state.
I don't know what you are.
You do, ma'am.
I don't know what you are. I know what you are. I know what you're not.
You ain't special.
You're not special.
Ma'am, it's not that you do.
I don't know whether
You do,
you're
ma'am. You
transgender,
do. You
other
do.
than you have just now advised me,
ma'am,
and
you
that
do.
doesn't have
You do.
anything to do
It's happened
with
when we
anything.
talked on the phone.
That wasn't talking, let me tell you. You were entirely inappropriate.
You were yelling
More
at
so
me, and I did not even know you were the judge.
And I didn't know you from Adam.
I
at
said,
that
my name
point.
is Rob Hopkins. I'm
Which
an
doesn't
attorney
mean
in
anything.
Oklahoma City.
No, sir, you did not.
Okay.
Okay?
There's no one there to know that, right?
Okay, so we are pausing this until you get the ADA request form filled out and it gets processed.
So we're going to pause the hearing on jurisdiction that's been set twice. I drove an hour and a half to have the hearing. My client's available telephonically, and we are simply not even taking testimony.
Is your client available telephonically?
Yes, ma'am.
today?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then get her on the phone.
Thank you.
Your Honor, to which we would object. This is as clear as the nose on my face that this woman will not appear before this court because she has a warrant or stealing.
Objection, hearsay. That's not true. And you're ready
You
to
will find, sir,
Don't
that
hurt me. It's over me.
She won't appear because she's got a warrant. Well, guess what, honey? You about to get another one.
Good times, noodle salad.
Failure to appear.
Shot at me.
I'm not putting it.
No, we're stopping. Get out of my face,
I've been doing
sir.
it for a long
Get out of
time.
my face, sir.
You may step
Get
back.
out of my face.
You should leave this county.
Get out of my face. Get out of my
These
face.
people are my friends, and you're being ugly.
And get out of my face.
Put your hands behind your back.
Why?
Because you're in direct
Oh, no. Here we go. Oh, boy. He wasn't even paying attention. He looks up, and the cops are right there. Oh, it's about to get real.
Come on, Cleveland. Come on.
All right. There we go.
contempt of court.
He shouted at me. No, I'm not being. You did not even say that I was in
You are
contempt.
in direct.
No, I'm not that nice stuff.
You know, it's funny. I used to have an FTO. I think he's probably still working at that department. Last department that I was working at, the guy, he's been a cop for 9,000 years. And anyway, just salty old street cop. He was a Marine too. Anyway, he had this saying. I don't know if he still uses it. I would imagine he probably does, and that'd be hilarious. But he had this saying. He had this saying that he would say to the other cop that would let them know, like, hey, we're about to fight. But it was always like the perpetrator had no idea what they were talking about. You know what he would say? I mean, he's probably going to get a little pissed at me, but dude, this isn't like OPSEC or anything. You know what he used to say? He used to say, it's peanut butter jelly time.
Did you hear what I said?
Dude, I guarantee you that's what he'd be saying right here before. Peanut butter jelly time.
Very threatened by this person. Not the screaming and the yelling in court. I've never even heard that before in this courtroom.
Wait.
Do not hurt me. Do not hurt me.
Your hands behind your back.
Do not. You're throwing me over this.
Stop resisting.
I'm not resisting.
Okay.
By the way, not giving your hands and not putting your hands behind your back, that's resisting. Okay.
Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting.
You know exactly what's happening.
Tensing up, that's resisting.
I can't walk. I'm being thrown down.
Just stop, settle down, walk that way.
Go.
Settle down. Do not grab me. Do not grab me. What are you doing? What are you doing?
You ain't special.
Oh, brother. Oh, dude. Oh, dude, he got a mouthful of drywall right there, bro.
Look at you now.
Oh, no. See what happens? Dude. Didn't have to be that way. Yikes, bro.
What are you doing? You're hurting me. You're hurting me.
Just so you know, right here, what you're looking at right here, I just want to let you know. What you're looking at right here, number one, that's active resistance. Okay. Number two, this right here, this is what you would call peanut butter jelly time. See that face?
You just hit me. You just hit me. You don't hit me. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
You can scream, though.
I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
Put your hands behind your back.
Cannot breathe! I can't breathe! I can't breathe! I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
This is where high school wrestling would kick in. Because I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm getting you in a cow catcher, and I will get you on your stomach. Rest assured. You're just going to look up, and I'm going to be right there.
Somebody call 911! Please!
Well, listen, buddy.
Come on, Clinton. Come on.
911's there, and 911 is running that fade right now.
Put your hands.
Please! Please! Please!
Maybe secure.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Shut up.
Ow! 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 Somebody call 911! Somebody call 911! Somebody call...
Go on your phone now. All right, we're going to pick you up. Go on the side.
No, I don't. Get a female officer now! Get a female officer now!
Get a female officer now. Oh, the irony. Hang tight. Why do we need a female officer? Why do we need a female officer? Why? Should I ask the obvious question? Thought you were a man. I don't know. Maybe. Just me. Sorry. I did not mean it. Hold on. Yeah, so you pretty much get the gist of that. So before you freak out, this is another thing that I wanted to just kind of preface with. Before you freak out, no, she's not about to hurt the child. Just understand that most of the world is not like America. Okay? In fact, a lot of the world is very, very, very tumultuous and very violent. I think it's very easy to forget that. You know, somewhere between Netflix, Disney, Stranger Things, you know, the newest iPod that's coming out, just the newest PlayStation game, it is so easy to forget the fact that the majority of the world is not like this. Now, I'm not saying that we're the only civilized society. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that we are very, very blessed to live here. Even in the crappier areas of America, we are extremely blessed to live here. Because there are other places in the Middle East, in India and Africa, Nigeria, places like this where Violence is a normal way of life. And so all of these things that we take for granted, I mean, even just the ability of watching me on a YouTube, right? This is an extreme luxury. There's some places in the world, they don't have water, they don't have power, they don't have nothing. They got nothing. They got roving gangs of, Islamic extremists that are hacking people to death with machetes or, unloading AK-47s on the crowds of people and churches and like this. That is reality. What we live in, by the way, is not reality. This is not reality. Okay? The majority of the world is a very tumultuous and violent place, especially for Christians. But this is a video right here where this lady is holding off a mob with a machete. She's not going to hurt the kid. That's not what this is about. But they're throwing rocks. They're throwing stuff at her. These are Muslim mobsters. And they are harassing this woman, throwing rocks at her, throwing rocks at her kids. And so she's defending her farm with a machete. She's doing what she's got to do. This is in India. So, I don't know if it didn't end up well. I wasn't going to take the chance that that's the kind of stuff that we were going to see. I mean, eventually you would think that she'd be overpowered with a group. But that's one of those things is just like, sometimes you need a reminder that there's a lot of suffering in the world. And this also kind of goes hand in hand with what I was talking about at the beginning of this. You know what I mean? Like everything is ramping up so fast that it's really hard to keep track of everything. I mean, you still got the war, in Russia and Ukraine, okay? You still got Iran going on. Those are the two big ones. You still got... those are really the two big ones. You still have persecution of Christians in Nigeria and Africa. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on that we just never see. Like, they don't show this stuff on the news because it completely topples the whole America bad. Like, that whole message just like flushes straight down the toilet. And you really see, if you were able to see what goes on in the world on a day-to-day basis, everybody would be a lot more pro-America. A lot more. You wouldn't see all these stupid no kings protests and all this other stuff, which, again, we haven't had a king since the beginning. The hilarious part about the whole no kings thing, and I'm telling you, it's a front. It's a front. And it's not even just because it's Democratic. I'm telling you, it's a front. Nobody else finds it weird that these things just pop up all over the places. I guarantee you, and I heard that this is actually funded by a Chinese communist billionaire. He's the one who funds all the no king stuff. So whenever you show up to a no kings protest, how do we already have all this merchandise? How do we already have all these billboards and all these signs? Everything's pre-made. This is not organic. This is 100% synthetic. This is synthetic. And I think it's a front, honestly. I think it's a front. Because what are we really protesting? Oh, we don't like the president whenever he does things that the president does. Okay? But we're totally cool whenever nobody gets a vote on who the Democratic nominee is. You realize that, right? I mean, like, do we all need a reminder here? Joe Biden was found incompetent. And so nobody voted. They just installed Kamala as the Democratic nominee for the president of the United States. And thank God she didn't win, because that lady was dumber than a box of rocks. Okay. But still, no one had a problem with that. Why would... Isn't that everything? I can do whatever I want. I can be whatever I want because it's all about what I choose. I thought that was the whole Democratic thing. That's why there's 8 million genders. I can identify as, I can identify as a toaster if I wanted to. I thought that was the entire point. But you're talking about the biggest political office in the land, and you oust the current sitting president, and then you just appoint this lady as like the acting president and the Democratic nominee. Now, I understand as vice president, obviously she's going to take over, but she's just automatically the nominee. That's not how that works. You ain't special. That's not how that works. That is more kingly than anything you've seen Trump do. Now, granted, I don't agree with everything the guy does, and admittedly, the guy makes me nervous sometimes. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. He makes me nervous sometimes. But you know what? He's not a king. He has term limits. Those limits are going to be up. Kings do not have term limits. But you know what is funny about all these No Kings protests? Who always seems to show up? Communists. So we don't like kings, but we like communists? Like, have you ever seen what they do in communist countries? True communist countries. So what happens if you're a Uyghur Muslim shopkeeper? We don't talk about them, do we? And granted, yeah, this is a Christian podcast, but still. We just politely ignore that? What are we even talking about here? And why are they all old white women and like bored people down from the villages? Like everybody got too busy, I guess all the swinger parties got a little bit too old. And so people wanted some excitement in their life. So they figured they'd go downtown and they'd waste everybody's time and clog up the sidewalk. Why? I'm telling you, there's something up with it. There's something up with it. Be like, oh, we're just exercising our rights. You know what's one of the funniest things I ever heard? Somebody told me years ago, they said, hey, if you want to waste all day, be pissed off, and accomplish absolutely nothing, join a protest. You ain't special. And they couldn't be any more on the money. All right. Let's go to our next. Oh, boy. What are we doing here? This guy looks serious. Okay. Sorry. All right. All right. He's obviously a strong guy. Gonna show us how tough he is. What is he gonna do here?
My body is iron.
His body's iron. Bro.
Look at you now.
Oh, dude, and he rubbed it in. Chat, we're cooked. You know, it's so funny. Everybody thinks they're like, oh, 2027, that's when the aliens are coming. Oh, disclosure day. Bro, you think so? You think so? You think the Anunnaki's going to come down and they're going to talk to us when they see stupid stuff like this? They ain't giving us no cool alien tech. Look at this guy. Would you trust this guy with an alien blaster? You can't even trust him with beer bottles. Oh, dude. Yeah, keep rubbing. Fantastic. Dude, what do you...
Don't try me, my body is iron.
Well, your body's iron.
Oh, the anger sharks are swimming in my head.
Well, listen, dude. Your eyeballs are not iron. Dude, the aliens are never coming. They're never going to talk to us, bro. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, you know what? Maybe I would. Maybe I'll be eating my words here in a second. Look at this.
No, mira, ahí, mira el video. Mira el video.
Son pájaros que vuelan
Mira el
así.
video. Mira el video.
That is kind of crazy looking.
¿Qué es eso?
No, son pájaros.
No, no son
It looks like it's like cloaked. Right? Like it's Wonder Woman's invisible plane.
pájaros.
Sí, mira, se deforman.
Pero de noche no andan los pájaros.
No, no es un video. No es un pájaro.
Sí,
Ah,
son
no me
pájaros.
sale. No son pájaros.
De noche no andan los pájaros. ¿Ves?
Sí, mira cómo se deforman. Pájaros.
No, mira,
Sí, son
ahí,
pájaros,
mira el
mira.
video.
That is pretty crazy looking. I don't know, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. But I can definitely tell you what. They're definitely not talking to that guy. That dude is not getting any alien tech. None. Zero. We're cooked, chat. Oh boy. All right, yeah. Well, apparently these people seem to, at least in their minds, they think they have kind of the market cornered on aliens and everything aliens, and maybe we're gonna learn about the reptilians. So I don't know. You hear about this. You hear about lizard people. Hillary Clinton's a lizard. I don't know if we're gonna watch the full 7 minutes, but I've never seen this guy. But we'll see what Mr. FBI agent from the 80s here has to say.
Feed off our fear, isn't it true?
The Greys do
Okay, first of all, okay.
and the Orions do. Reptilians tend to live off flesh.
Immediately, dude. Immediately. I'm just going to let you know right off of the rip.
Did you hear what I said?
I immediately don't believe anything this guy's saying. How are you supposed to convince me
That's not an area I like to go into much.
that aliens are real when you look like
But
that?
according to
Bro, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Look at that hairline. It's like he had half a mullet. It's like he had a mullet and then he was like, hey, I'm just going to... It's like he really wanted a mullet, but his body was like, nah, we ain't doing that. But I can tell you this. I can tell you based off of his haircut, and I know this seems like, oh, this is really judgment. No, listen, dude. I had a 20-year, you hear me? I had a 20-year naval intel and counter intel Bubba tell me the other day, okay, after I gave him a nice little rundown of his entire life, after only talking to him for like 5 minutes, he was like, I'm a little uncomfortable. You're really good at this. I know you're not interrogating me, but I feel like you're in my mind. You really know how to read people. That was kind of a cool compliment. I actually appreciate that. So with that, I'm going to tell you, I do actually have some credibility whenever it comes to making these predictions. And I will tell you, this guy, I can tell you that based off of his haircut, I can tell you that this dude for sure believes every word that he is saying.
The dominance the last 25
What happened? Hold on.
years, the reptilians that are on the planet are responsible.
Reptilians feed off our fear.
Oh, what happened in the volume? Yeah, there we go.
That's not an area I like to go into much. But according to the Anomalans, the last 25 years, the reptilians that are on the planet are responsible for over 30,000 children disappearing. I get in a lot of trouble when I talk in UFO circles about this. You can't talk about that, Alex. Why not? In Westchester County, New York, in the last 3 years, 5,000 children have disappeared without a trace.
In New York?
Westchester County, New York. George Andrews, E.T. Friends and Foes, he's got a huge section in his book on that. And nobody wants to talk about it. You know, denial is the dragon we all have to slay. Right now. It isn't Lucifer.
Bro, you need to slay that haircut.
It isn't Satan.
That looks pretty satanic to me. If that were real.
It's denial. Denial of our own divinity.
Oh! You know what? Really special. That's why. That right there. That's why you look like that. Our own divinity. Dude, it's a swing and a miss. I tell you, man. I only watch a couple seconds. I had no idea he was going to say all that. But, yeah, no. You're wrong. Wrong. Boy. Well, let's see what Mr. Alien, what else he has to say.
And responsibility. Yes,
Is the missing people or children who disappeared just Conans or other races taking children just for other purposes to take them back?
Greys have done extensively taken children as well. A lot of them are on their motherships. A lot of the children were taken to Phobos, which is also an artificial satellite. And they've been experimented on. The planet.
Here's the thing. How do you know any of this? Like at all. And I'm not trying to be a jerk. Demonstrate it. You're making some pretty crazy claims. Pretty crazy claims need to have some pretty crazy evidence. Can you demonstrate any of this? They take him to Phobos. It's not Lucifer. It's not the devil. I don't know, dude. Listen, I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, how do I know you're right? We got to be skeptical. You can't just believe everything. You know that, right? Like, there's some people that believe in, like, what do you call it? The Slender Man. It started out as a creepypasta. Okay? You know what that means? It means it's not real. Really special. It's not real. But it became a collective contagion. People started believing in Slender Man. And then people started seeing Slender Man. Now, I'm not going to get into all the intricacies of whether or not, I don't know, witchcraft, you can conjure Slender Man. I don't know. But all I'm saying, though, is that, like, you can't just believe everything. Like, you have to filter everything through the lens of truth. I'm not saying to be a denier of everything, but what I'm saying is that, like, in order to get to the truth, you can't just believe everything that you hear. Imagine if that's how we solved crimes. Just imagine, right? You get called out to a house, right? You get called out to the house because they say, hey, there's somebody breaking into the neighbor's house. And you're walking around the side of the house, and guess what? You see a dude in a black and white striped shirt in a ski mask, like doing the like a cat burglar, okay? With a sack over his shoulder and a crowbar, and he's trying to break into the neighbor's house. But guess what? Before he gets there, he goes, I didn't do it. And you go, oh, well, case closed. Case closed. Hey, everybody, let's go home, boys. He didn't do it. Bro, do you know how many perps say they didn't do it? No. It's okay, sir. Yeah, no, we totally believe you. Those were actually your cousin's pants. That's not how that works. You have to investigate. And there's nothing wrong with investigation. Like, the truth does not fear examination. If you're telling me all this stuff and I can't examine anything, then what are we even talking about? I mean, like, listen, dude, if we're telling ghost stories and we're talking about, if we're talking about pixies and fairy dust and dragons and Puff the Magic Dragon and the Snuffleupagus, then fine, sure. But you're speaking as if it's articulable fact. And that's my only issue with that. I'm not an atheist, and I'm a believer, but I don't believe nonsense. Like, if you're going to make a claim, then back it up. And don't get offended when I ask you to defend your worldview. You're making a crazy claim, defend it. That's all. Because if you start putting my back up against the ropes and you go, well, I want to know why you believe the Bible, I'll have a reason. I'll have many reasons. I will have tons and tons and tons of examples for you, okay? I will be able to demonstrate logically why I believe what I believe. I don't fear examination because I know what I believe is the truth. That's all. I don't know how much further we're going to go into this. I mean, or is he just talking? Yeah, he's just talking. Okay. I guess that's not going to be very interesting. What do we got right here? Oh, boy. M&Ms. Are these M&Ms? Yeah, they're M&Ms. This dude's jumping out of a plane. Oh, I can't wait to see this. 45. Bro, that's pretty cool for the gram. But here's my only issue with this. Okay? It's definitely cool to slow-mo that. Here's my problem with that. Could you imagine being underneath that? Can you imagine getting taken out by a Skittle?
Look. An undead monkey.
Dude. You just launched 7,500 M&M drones. And they're going to be falling like a bullet.
Look. An undead monkey.
Oh, boy. Hate to be that guy. Bro. Could you imagine? Could you imagine driving down the highway? You just get M&Ms falling through the hood of your car like bullets. Dude. How pissed would you be? You can't even explain that to a mechanic. Nice. Oh, boy. Wonder what this fine gentleman did. Well, I can tell you what he wasn't doing. He wasn't passing out Bibles. Okay. He's filling it. Gas? Bro.
Oh my God, guns!
What are you supposed to do if you're at a stoplight and you see that? Like, for real. Yeah, no, dude. Like, I will say this, though. I will say that, like, on the real, okay? Like, just as an American, as a Marine, that's pretty cool. I would love to have one. In his defense, I would love to have one. However, dude, you can't be flame throwing in traffic. Like, dude, we're cooked, bro. And as a cop, like, what are you supposed to do when you show up? Dude, you're lucky you don't get plugged when they show up, man. Because you better drop that immediately. Immediately. Dude, you're holding a flamethrower and you're flamethrowing in the middle of a four-way intersection. Dude, when that trooper pulls up, man, if you're actively flamethrowing stuff whenever they pull, you know what I mean? You definitely ain't going to be smelling like my candles, but I can tell you what. If you're actively flamethrowing in the middle of a four-way intersection when that state trooper pulls up, bro, you're lucky they don't just run you over. And yeah, man, that's a real quick way. That's a quick trip to heaven. Or there's going to be more fire where you're going. I don't know. I'm not saying that would send you to hell, but I mean, you know, typically this isn't the type of behavior that you would see normal law-abiding citizens doing. They normally don't get out of their cars and start flamethrowing in the middle of four-way intersections. I'm just saying that's typically that's not typical behavior.
Really special.
It is cool though, from a Second Amendment perspective. It's cool. I'd love to have a flamethrower. Sounds pretty dope to me. Oh, dude. No. You guys are gonna okay. Guess what? More space is fake stuff. You know, I'll tell this story maybe another time. You know, it's so funny. I'm surprised I didn't get more people reacting the last episode that I did where we were talking about the moon landing not really adding up with the whole Stanley Kubrick, I shot this underwater type deal. Look, dude, I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird stuff that you see on the internet, and there's some weird videos, but I had to. The whole space is fake. Dude, people get so mad about this. I have no idea why people get so pissed. Like, if you don't believe that the earth is flat earthers get pissed. They call you a glober, right? And if you don't believe that the earth is round, they call you a psycho. Like, I never really knew why this was such a consequential, thing. Why does this matter that much to people? I don't get it, dude. I've never really had much interest in what shape the earth is, but I could tell you I'm going to start leaning into it, and I'll tell you know why? Because I'm a troll. And there's no better way to piss someone off than to tell them that you think that the earth isn't round. There's no better, dude, do people just go outside of their minds whenever you tell them that you don't think that it's round? I'm going with a whole new one. I'm going with trapezoid theory. Hey, listen, you want to get in on the Earth's a trapezoid cult? Join me. And we're just going to say that to globers and watch their heads pop. Same thing with flat earthers. I want to start crashing flat Earth. I want to start crashing flat Earth conventions and start introducing trapezoid theory. That's what I want to do. For no other reason than just cause. Dude, I hate this music. I don't know why. Like they use it. This is like, this is always the weirdo music that they always use for these conspiracy videos. And this dude has like the easiest job. All he's got to do is go. And then it'll like zoom into him like typing real crazy. And dude goes like instant mega viral. Here, just watch. Now, I will say that is weird. Like, if you're drinking and everything's just like a blob, then why is it in a cup? Wouldn't you need gravity for it to be in a cup? Is this how this happens? Is this how this starts? And then the next thing you know, you're getting screamed at by trapezoid theorists that are crashing your booth at the Flat Earth Convention. This is how this happens. This is how this starts. What is so weird about that? What did I miss? What? Dude, I'm telling you, I could do that. I could go the ultra viral, mega viral. That's how I got to do it. Why am I not doing this? Okay. Okay. Nice face. Well, getting about that time. And, you know. This video is titled, So You Think You Had a Bad Day at Work. Yeah, no. I don't even need to see the rest. Nope. That's all I had to hear. Dude, I don't mess with anything electrical. I don't. I'm a chicken. Dude, I don't care. I'm a whole chicken. I do not mess with electrical. I'll get on there. I have no problem. I'll do woodworking. I'll mess with my car. I'll do whatever. Electrical, I'm out, bro. Ain't doing it.
Huh? What? I didn't do anything. Somebody's throwing stuff.
Yeah. Ain't doing it. Because this is exactly why. Yeah, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Because I'm so dumb, I'd still be in there. And, dude, I would have I wouldn't have made it. I would have just looked at my buddy. I would already been dead. I would already been dead. And if I wasn't dead, I would just look at him and be like, hey, we're not making it, are we? He'd be like, nah, fam. At least that's what I think I would say. But I wouldn't. I'd already be dead. Floating up to heaven. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I quit. I'm going home. I don't care. Sorry. Nobody's getting any power today. I ruined everything. Me and electricity do not get along. Never have. Never have. Ever. I'm like Magneto's retarded cousin. Anytime I get my hands on electronics, I always fry them. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I just have a lot of magnetism in my hands. I don't know what it is. But anytime I get any kind of technological anything, I'm surprised that my stuff hasn't just like spontaneously combusted. I'm surprised that my camera even works. Because, dude, for like the longest time, anytime anything electrical got in my hand, it always zotted out. Every single time.
Really special.
Yikes, dude.
Вот надо отключить 35.
Yeah, we're done.
Вот 35.
Yeah, bro. Come on. Come on. Yeah, no, we're done, dude. We're done. First and last day as a lineman. First and last day as an electrician. Done. Oh, I'm so done. I'm so done. Oh, yeah, that would be me. Yep. 100% yep. Yep. That's me. Blowing things up when I touch electronics. Absolutely not. I'm not doing it.
Did you hear what I said?
If I did anything else other than what I do right now, I don't know. Welding, maybe. Carpentry, okay, I can learn how to do it. Electrician, no. No. Lineman, no. Never doing it. Ever. I'll blow everything up. Yeah, that would be me. Hired and fired. First day. Bro. Absolutely not. Nope. I like Pikachu on the game. But I don't like electricity in real life. I like the benefits of controlled electricity brought to you by people that aren't, that don't explode electronics as soon as they touch them. But me personally, nope. Never messing with it, ever. Anyway, guys, we're about at that time. So I just wanted to talk to you and let you know, hey, man, thanks for hanging out. And let you know, hey, man, sometimes the reason that I started doing these reactions is that sometimes we need a break. Sometimes we need a comedic break. And this is like Romans 1. Is Romans 1 every single day. Romans 1 news. That's what it is. And I don't know if I was going to make this into its own type of segment thing. I don't know. I'm not trying to be too gimmicky. And besides, not enough people are watching. That brings me to my next point. Share it with your buddies. Tag your buddies in it. Listen, whenever we do get into the thick of it, when we do get into the weeds, I pull no punches. This space is really saturated. It is. So hopefully you got some laughs tonight. Coming up here soon, one of the things that I am going to be doing, though, I don't know how long it's going to take before I start actually selling candles. Yes, I made this candle along with my other candles, but eventually I will be selling them. And They smell good. You should buy my candles. Help me pay for the show. Anyway, as always, telling you guys, be strong, endure, contend for the faith. You guys have a great night.